Hello there, all you hungry Boy Scouts. My name is Ricky, this is Cover to Cover, and allow me to sit with you today and pitch to you one of my favorite horror novels of all time, one of my favorite examples of body horror of all time. For those of you who don't know, body horror is basically horror of the human body, of the human anatomy. So think of movies like The Fly, like The Thing. Usually contains a lot of gore, a lot of graphic stuff. That book is none other than The Troop by Nick Cutter. I know I've been talking a lot of fantasy, sci-fi lately on this channel because that's mainly what I'm into and that's mainly the reviews that I want to get out, but I felt today like I needed a little bit of a palate cleanser, and that's exactly what this book is perfect for, okay? It's only 350 pages, it's a quick read, but he makes every page count in this book. This book is about a group of 5 teenage Boy Scouts led by their scoutmaster, Tim Riggs, not to be confused with Tim Riggins, fullback from Friday Night Lights. It's a little reference for you there. For all you cultured people out there, they are going on their yearly retreat to a Canadian island called Prince Edward Island. So they're venturing off into the Canadian wilderness for the weekend. It's just Tim is the adult, and then there's 5 teenage boys. However, this time, it's different. On the very first night that they stay at this island, they come across an unexpected intruder on their island who comes to them off of a boat. This man that stumbles into their camp is no ordinary person. When they find him, he's pale, he's basically skin and bones, and more than anything else, he is insatiably hungry. What this man exposes to these young boys is more terrifying than any horror story around the campfire. This man who has stumbled into their camp is the carrier of a bioengineered infection, the likes of which you have never seen before. And so begins a desperate struggle for survival on an island where there is no escape. As the infection starts to spread to each other like wildfire, the boys will have to survive the elements, the virus, and perhaps most dangerous, each other. Everyone, this book is absolutely outstanding, particularly in its ability to get you so invested in these kids and what's going on with them, with the plot and the characters, but also its ability to pull you in, immerse you, and make you feel that paranoia that these boys are feeling every single second. One of the things I love most about The Troop is that it's written in the epistolary format. For those of you who don't know, epistolary format is basically like found footage, but for books. So the story is told through journal entries, through sworn testimonies in court, through news reports. There's also a couple of science lab evidence logs that are, in my opinion, the highlight of this book. Nick uses the epistolary format in this book absolutely brilliantly. He uses it to slowly, over the course of the book, give you context as to what is happening to the boys on the island by inserting journals and news reports in between normal chapters. It is incredibly immersive. It is impossible to put down. I killed this book so fast. It was so easy to read and so much fun. Also, let's talk about the prose for a minute. Some of the writing in this book is so deeply descriptive that it literally got a physical reaction out of me. Those physical reactions were also accompanied by sounds of disgust. In case you're wondering just how gross and descriptive this book can be, I'm going to read you a couple short paragraphs very quickly, just to give you an idea. The man crawled up a stony beach, skidding on the water-smooth pebbles. The rocks were slick with cold, snot-like algae. He scooped it up and shoveled it into his mouth, sucking the dark green strings through his lips like a child slurping egg noodles. There! Skittering along, its exoskeleton glossed in the moonlight. A sand crab, his hand closed over it. Its ocean coldness wept into its flesh. His hands closed over it. Its ocean coldness wept into his flesh and stuffed it between his lips. He felt it dancing along his tongue with its hairy little legs. He bit down. A gout of salty goo squirted in his mouth. Its pincer snipped the tip of his tongue in a death spasm, bringing the penny-bright taste of blood. He swallowed the twitching bits convulsively, the spiny exoskeleton tearing into the soft tissue of his throat, which felt so thin now. Nothing but a fleshy drain pipe. The skin stretched tight as crepe paper over his esophageal tube. Tell me that is not the most immersive, descriptive shit that you have ever read. That is fucking immersive. That's why I love this book. Nick Cutter will just make you feel, whether that's a good or a bad thing, whether it's a good feeling or a disgusting feeling like this, he will make you feel what is happening as if you are right there. And he does not hold punches. He does not pull back punches. He goes all out in this book, and I'm so glad that he did. I apologize if that excerpt I read was a little too gross for you. I had to share it with you so you can know what I'm talking about. Now, I will say the character work in this book is actually pretty fantastic, although there are a couple lines of dialogues, especially with the kids, that are kind of unrealistic, things that kids their age normally wouldn't say. That's just a nitpick, though. Other than that, the character work is phenomenal. Also, there is a character in this book who turned out to be a complete fucking psychopath, and you don't realize it till later on, so I'm not going to spoil who it is for you. But once he starts to unravel and starts to sow chaos within the group on the island, it makes the book even fucking better. And this character was very unsuspecting. Like, I did not expect this character to be a fucking sociopath like that. Like, holy shit. I will say that character is the best part of the book, and he really made this book worthwhile. Now, I am going to warn you, however, that there are a couple scenes depicting some animal abuse / animal cruelty in this book. If you are very sensitive to that kind of thing, I would probably recommend you skip this one. I just want to warn you before you go in. So, final thoughts. The body horror in this book is the best that I have ever seen written. I mean, some of the disgusting things that you have to read about in this book happening to the human body, whoo! But it's worth it because it's so good. This book is descriptive, it's immersive, it gets you to care about what's going on. The epistolary / found footage style that he uses is used absolutely perfectly. It's about it. The epistolary part makes up about half of the book. So half of the book is just like normal chapters with normal words and pages. The other half is journal entries, evidence logs, sworn testimonies, news reports, that kind of thing. All right, so with all that being said, I am now going to give my rating to this book, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Very good. I gave Red Rising an 8.2, I believe. I would definitely put this a little bit lower than that first Red Rising book. So, yeah, still very good. 8 out of 10. If you like horror, if you like body horror, if you like stories about infections and viruses and outbreaks and contagions, this is for you. If you like coming-of-age stories, this is a very good coming-of-age story. Just a very dark one, but very good. Also, please let me know how you guys feel about the setup behind me. I changed it a little bit. I tweaked some things so that I could try to get all of my books into the shot and all of my knickknacks and whatnot. I don't know if you can see, but right here, I moved some posters. I got my Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction. I got that at Comic-Con, the cat shining, Darth Vader, That's What She Said, Michael Scott, and I tried to stuff all my books here in this one shelf. So, yeah, hopefully that looks good. Hopefully you can see everything behind me. Let me know what you think. Always feel free to suggest the next book that I review. My channel is still really small. It's basically just a couple of my friends and a couple strangers watching it. So, if you suggest a book in the comments, I'm like 100% gonna read and review it. So, just consider that. Thank you all for the love and support. It means everything to me. Thank you for watching. Peace.